Okay, so these are going to be your positions for first boss, second boss, and then the second phase of the last boss as well, okay? If you're ready, come stack up on the door. Alright, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we're going to have the two ads. We're going to have the Raider, which is basically a Stamplar. He's going to do jabs. And also he's going to throw a spear on the person furthest away from him. So if you see exploding spear from Code's Combat, all you need to do is hold block and then don't stand in it. Bullock is going to do a really big shield bash, so never stand in front of him. And also he's going to put down a gold circle, and any other mobs that are in this gold circle are going to take like 80% reduced damage or something like that. So if the gold circle is ever down, just focus the Bullock, okay? I'm going to take both the big guys facing towards that barrel. Nate, you just chain in all the little stuff. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Lily, your home when everything is stacked. Okay, just focus the bullet now. Sweet. Okay, so for this one, we're going to have the Raider and the Bullock again, but this time there's going to be a Tidebreaker. Tidebreaker, never stand in front of it. It's going to do a really big cleave, and also what it's going to do is she's going to put her sword in the ground, and your Code of Combat's going to say Crushing Wave. Basically, you either have to block or roll dodge this. It's a lot safer to roll dodge it because of other incoming damage. But if you can't roll dodge for any reason, just make sure you always block it, okay? We're going to focus the Tidebreaker first. If the gold circle goes down, focus the Bulwark, alright? Oh, Lulu crashed. Alright, let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Get ready to dodge. Okay, for this pull, there's going to be 2 Raiders and a Tidebreaker. I'm just going to start them in the middle. Nate, your horn and everything. Let's go. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to start the 2 Raiders in the middle and let you chain all the little stuff in. If you see the lightning AoEs, just move out of them. The Stormcaller at the top is casting them. Doesn't mean you guys are spreading out too much. Just make sure you're not stacking like multiple core lightnings on top of each other, alright? Valena, your home when they're stacked. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for this next pull, I'm going to put the Tidebreaker on top of the Stormcaller. Nate, you're just going to take the Bulwarks off to the right a little bit, and after we've killed the Tidebreaker and the Stormcaller, we're going to kill the Bulwarks, alright? Let's go in 3, 2, 1. So everyone go to the Stormcaller. I'm going to bring the Tidebreaker in, my horn. Watch out for the cleave of the Tidebreaker. Get that res. Make sure Nate's getting some healing. And go kill the Bulwarks. I'll take one of them. Okay, first boss time. Okay, so for this boss, we're going to need to go to the positions that I gave you. So first things first, I'm going to keep the boss basically where he stood now. I'm just going to turn him towards the house, okay? So first things first, Nate, you're always going to take the adds that spawn. There's going to be a sea adder, a griffin, a sea adder. They're basically going to alternate. They're going to spawn about every 60 seconds, okay? Whenever there's an add up, guys, you're always going to focus the add, okay? Now, the sea adder is going to do a slam. So whenever your code says sea adder slam, you need to block, okay? And Nate is going to have an attack which you need to roll dodge, that the toxic bile thing. The Griffin is going to do a big AoE on you, Nate. You don't really need to worry about it. The Griffin is also going to do a jump. If you can see it doing this, try and block. If you don't block, it's going to knock you back, okay? Okay, so ranged people, your job in this fight is to kill the totems, alright? There's going to be 4 totems. The first one is the Chaurus, which is probably the most dangerous one. It's going to be the poison totem. Right, it's really important for you guys to have your positions because you don't want to spread this poison on top of each other or stack the poison. You'll start taking multiple ticks. So all you want to do, range, is focus it down, and healers, you can purge it. So when you see the Chaurus totem, just get ready to purge, okay? The next one is the Gargoyle. Basically, this one's going to stun you. It's going to throw a rock at you and stun you. You can block. You can roll dodge it. But if you get stunned, just break free. Next one is the Harpy one. It's just going to do some shock AoEs on the ground. If you can avoid them, but they're not going to do that too much damage if you're in the group getting healed, okay? And the last one is the Fire Totem. So the Fire Totem is going to spew out fire in 2 directions. For example, if I'm facing this way, I'm going to do fire in front of me and fire like Ellie's doing. So there, and then also behind him. So basically, we don't actually have to kill the dragon totems. They'll disappear after the fire's gone, which is only going to last a couple seconds. But what you need to do is, when a dragon totem spawns, if you see that he's facing directly at you, okay, you just need to move out of the way, all right? The boss is also going to get a shield, okay? So whenever the boss gets the shield, you just need to make sure the shield, you take it down. It's very much like the one in Maul. The only difference is if you don't take the shield off the boss will go boom, and you'll all get one shot, okay? In Execute, you're going to take like chain lightning and stuff. Again, just don't stack up. It's very important. There's a lot of stacking mechanics on this. If you stack up, you'll take more damage, okay? I'm going to keep the boss there. I'm going to get onslaughts from the boss, meaning I'm going to have no armor, and then the boss is going to start jumping, okay? So whenever the boss jumps, if you're in melee, just take a couple steps back and block, okay? I'm going to move forward just so the boss doesn't start jumping and making its way to the wall. That way I can't really turn him and face him towards the wall if he's already right there, okay? And I'm also going to roll dodge all the heavy attacks. Alright. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nate your horn. So focus that Siada. Block. Gargoyle Totem, range DDs focus it. My horn. Valena, your horn. Dragon Totem, so just be careful of where it's facing and don't stand where it's facing. Go to res. Focus the Griffin. Nate your horn when you get it. Gargoyle Totem, focus it. Alright, just cleave it, it's fine. Okay, boss has lost his shield, it's safe. Okay, I'm gonna get onslaughts now. Jumping. Lulu horn when you get it. Jumping. Valena, your home. Dragon Totem, be careful where it's facing. Jumping. Very nice, guys. Okay, here, Nate, you're going to take the right tiebreaker. I'll take the left one and the raider, and we're just going to stack in the middle. And I'll also horn when everything's stacked up. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Get ready to dodge. Get ready to hit. Okay, you're going to debuff the shaman at the back left, Nate. So basically what the shaman's going to do is the shaman can heal itself and other adds, so it needs to be interrupted. Also, if it's not killed fast enough, it's going to start spawning totems. So we just need to nuke down the shaman. I'm going to take the 2 bulwarks and I'm going to put them to the side. Once the shaman's nearly dead, I'll bring the bulwarks in, and then we'll just AoE down the bulwarks, okay? Lulu, you're home when everything's stacked. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So everyone go focus the shaman. And now come focus the bulwarks. You can bring it back in, Nate. The circles are gone. Let me just start again. So yes, the bullets can make each other immune. If that happens, just pull one out of the circle and focus one. Okay, for this one, Nate, you're going to take the bulwark and you're just going to take it to the side. I'm going to take the tiebreaker and I'm going to put it on the shaman. We're going to AoE down the shaman and the tiebreaker together. Then we're going to kill the... We're going to take the bulwark up to the Stormcaller up at the top right, and we're just going to AoE them down together, okay? So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So everyone on the shaman. My horn. Be careful of the storm calls as well. Okay, up to the Stormcaller now. Valena, your horn. You can leave the bulwark in, Nate, because we can just kill the bulwark. The Stormcaller is not as dangerous as you think.
Are they not cast here?
Yeah, they're in the tents, but yeah. Okay, you chain in all the little stuff. I'm gonna take the shaman and the 2 raiders. I'm just gonna stack it on that mound. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Lulu, your horn. Okay, so for the second boss, there's going to be a few things. First thing, I'm going to put the boss slightly to the side over there. What's going to happen is, again, we're all going to have to stay in our positions because there's going to be stacking mechanics again. So the first things first, up to 50%, there's going to be ads that spawn, 3 ads that spawn, okay? They're going to spawn via a portal. So 1DD has to take the portal, synergy. They have to go onto the boat and kill the guy on the boat. Now what you have to do is you'll need to interrupt him because he'll start casting again. And also he'll start channeling and throw an AoE your way. So if you see him start channeling when he's facing his hand to the ground, you just need to move to the side just to avoid that AoE. If you don't kill him fast enough, you will be ported back anyway, and he will spawn more ads, okay? So Nate, when the ads spawn, you need to take them. So on non-harm mode, there's going to be 2 harpooners and an apothecary. The most important thing to interrupt is going to be the apothecary, because if the apothecary is left channeling, he's going to heal the boss, okay? So all you want to do, Nate, is taunt all 3 of them and then stand on me. The harpooners will move back to throw their spear on someone. So if you want to use deep breath is a really good skill, just if like all 3 things are channeling at the same time. But DDs, you can also interrupt them if you see them channeling, okay? The boss is going to put ice down. So melee, you need to be at kind of max melee range, because if you get hit by this ice, you're going to get one shot. And I need to take the boss out of this ice because he gets a big shield. He keeps getting his shield when he's left in the ice. So I will be moving the boss left and right, okay? So after 50%, the ads are going to stop, and instead of ad spawning, there's going to be meteors. So Codes Combat will say either meteor on you or meteor on people nearby. Doesn't matter if it's on you or someone else, just block to be safe, because if it's the person next to you and you don't block, you're going to get knocked down. And then especially in Execute, if you get hit by an unblocked meteor and then a core lightning, you're basically going to die, okay? So what you need to do, Nate, after 50%, since there are going to be no ads, you have to take one of the ballista parts from the back there, take it up to the ballista, that'll let you repair the ballista, and you need to shoot one of the 2 shamans on the boat, okay? You're basically doing this a lot from 50%. 1 bolt will kill 1 shaman, so you have to do it twice every time they spawn, and they'll keep spawning until we kill the boss, okay? So the recurring mechanic in this is going to be a conduit, okay? So what's going to happen is a conduit is going to spawn on the furthest person away. It's going to tether themselves to that person. What we need to do is, range DDs, you need to focus this conduit, okay? If this conduit is not killed, anyone tethered to the conduit is going to die, okay? And the conduit will start tethering more and more people the longer it's up, all right? So, given that it's going to spawn on the furthest person away, I'm going to say move in for conduit. That doesn't mean you all stand on top of each other. It just means you stand a little bit closer. And also, Nate, Codes will have a timer for it. When the timer is orange, just stay in the group, even if the shaman's up, because we don't want one of the conduits to spawn up here. And the final mechanic is, in execute phase, there is going to be a shock twin spawn from the boss. He's going to be tethered to me. In low DPS groups, you're going to have to focus this guy. In higher DPS groups, you can just just AoE this down in cleave. The most important thing is that the main tank is interrupting him, because if not, he's going to shoot a whirlwind like through the group, and in hard mode, this will one-shot DDs. Even on non-hard mode, it's going to do a lot of damage. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Ads coming. Conduit soon. Moving a little bit. On Lulu, range DDs focus it. Blaney, Ads coming. Nate, you're home. Conduit soon. ACD's focus conduit. Okay, no more ads from now. Pull up. My home. Conduit soon. ACD's focus conduit. Just focus the boss. There you go. Very nice, guys. Okay, Nate, make sure you have deep breath on from now. Elliot, can you also run deep breath? Deep breath. The last one of Draconic Power, the one that interrupts. Okay, so the ads from now on, guys, are going to change. We're going to have Vampire Infusers and Vampire like Lords. So the Infusers are basically exactly the same from the ones from Black Rose. The only difference is you can't chain them, okay? Meaning they need to be interrupted. If they don't get interrupted, they enrage all the other ads around them, okay? So what's going to happen is Nate's going to taunt all the Infusers. He's going to run into the tent, and that's going to stack them all up in front of the tent. I'm going to take all the Harrow Fiends and do the same. The only difference with the Harrow Fiends is when the Harrow Fiends die, they're going to leave a really big AoE, basically like they're exploding. So either shield up or just don't stand in them, like especially if they're overlapping, okay? And when everything's stacked, we'll go with Valena's Horn. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. I believe there's 3 Infusers here, one to the right, one to the left, and one in front. Okay, so now we've got a big guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus the Crimson Knight that's on that little bump there. Nate's going to taunt all the Infusers and run behind, basically over there, to start the Infusers on the Crimson Knight. So again, guys, we're going to focus the Crimson Knight, but you still need to be interrupting the Infusers. I'll also be spamming Deep Breath, so just keep your eye out for them, but still focus the Crimson Knight, okay? So these Crimson Knights and the Blood Knights and stuff, their light attacks will hit you for like 30k through block, and their heavy attacks will one-shot you, so you have to make sure you're roll dodging them. Okay, Valady your horn when we're stacked. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and kill that last Infuser. Okay, so for this one, we're going to have a Bitter Knight this time. What's going to happen is the Bitter Knight is going to throw a Sanguine's Prison on someone. This person is going to get an orb on them. Basically, you just need to kill this orb, otherwise the person in prison is going to die. We're going to start to the left, but a little bit where the Bitter Knight is now. Nate, there's going to be 4 infusers, okay? So just be careful, guys, for bashing and stuff, all right? So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, kill GM. Careful of these pools for the infusers leave out. Okay, so for this pull, Valena, you're going to take the right infuser and you're going to stack it in the middle by running to the left. Nate, you're going to take the bulwark and you're going to take the left infuser and stack it by running to the right, okay? I'm going to take the Shaman, the Tidebreaker, and the Raider. I'm also going to take the Blood Knight at the back. So the Blood Knight is going to do a different mechanic again. The Blood Knight's going to do Blood Fountain. What this means is in front of him, behind him, and to either side of him, he's going to do Bloodlines, okay? So when Close Combat says Blood Fountain, you need to make sure you're standing diagonally from the Blood Knight, okay? This will basically one-shot DDs. It's also a lingering ground effect, so you can also walk into it, all right? So make sure that you stood diagonally from him, wait for the Blood Fountains to disappear, and then you can start to move again, okay? Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. My horn. Blood Fountains. Blood Fountains. Okay, just kill the bulwark. Remember to watch out for the shock AoEs. Alright, and now let's go and kill the Stormcaller at the back. Alright, and now we're at the last boss. Okay, so the last boss is going to have quite a few mechanics. There's 3 stages to the boss. The first one up to 70%, then to 35%, and then execute, okay? So, for the first phase here, we want to take the boss to 95%, okay? After 95%, a mini-boss is going to spawn. Nate, you're going to take the mini-boss. You're going to bring him kind of over here-ish. We want him away from the main boss because we don't want to push the main boss, okay? You need to make sure that you're not running away too far from this mini-boss, because if you run away too far, the mini-boss is going to chain you back, which is going to stun you, and then he's going to heavy attack you, which is very likely to kill you, okay? So, when the mini-boss spawns, guys, you're all going to focus the mini-boss, okay? There's going to be 2 recurring mechanics during this. So, from the boss, you're going to get instability. 3 people are going to get a lightning AoE on them. All you need to do is move out of group. If you're a Magicka, shield up. If you're a Stamina, just block. And you're also going to get Sanguine's Grasp. Now, Sanguine's Grasp is a kite. So whenever he puts his sword in the ground, all you need to do is kite around. Just make sure if you see a red kind of like blood puddle underneath you, you're moving out of it, because that's where the hand is going to spawn, okay? Nate, you're also going to have to roll dodge the blood swipes, because it's going to put a really nasty bleed on you. Now, if you roll dodge sideways, you're actually going to turn the boss when he's doing the cleave. So try and roll dodge backwards if you can. But also for DDs, try not to stand at the side of the boss. Always try and stand directly behind the boss, okay? When the mini-boss is dead, we're going to push the boss to 90%. Now, at 90%, what's going to happen is lightning phase is going to start. What's going to happen is these pillar things on the side of the room, there's 4 of them, okay? They're going to get charged with lightning. And what we need to do is we need to form a line from this pillar to the boss. That way, we dispel the lightning from the pillar and we hit the boss, okay? We're going to have to do this with all 4 of them. So we'll either say across, left, or right, and that's which pillar is going to have the next lightning out, okay? Now, we have to be fast because the boss is also going to be doing like blood pulses or something through all the time. So we're going to be taking constant damage through this. So you need a lot of self-healing, you need a lot of self-shielding, and the healers need to just spam heals during this phase. Now, if you are the person closest to this pillar, you have to be really close to it. Like if you're stood all the way back here, that's not close enough. You have to be really close to it, all right? So this is going to happen at 90%, and it's also going to happen at 80%. But it's really important that you guys are fast, you're healing yourselves, and you're also healing a lot as a healer, okay? 75%, we will go down to the next stage. When we fall down, there's going to be a Blood Knight, a Bitter Knight, and a Crimson Knight, okay? Nate, you're going to take the Crimson Knight. I'm going to take the Blood Knight, and I'm going to take the Bitter Knight, okay? We're going to stack them together all on the Blood Knight. Now, we want to try and kill these knights at the same time, because what happens is when you kill one, the other two gain the ability of the other one. So, for example, if we kill the Blood Knight first, both the Crimson Knight and the Bitter Knight will start doing blood fountains, okay? So we really want to try and kill all three at the same time, all right? When all three are dead, the boss is going to come down. I'm going to put him on kind of the edge of the arena. So you see there's like a little stone circle in the middle. I'm going to put him a little bit off that, and you're going to go to your positions from the first and second boss. The only thing is the 4DDs on the left and the 4DDs on the right. You're going to go a bit more left and a bit more right. This boss doesn't do any cleave. Because what's going to happen is during the fight, there's going to be a blood orb in the middle, okay? And you can't stand directly under this orb, otherwise you'll take damage, okay? During this phase, there's going to be lots of coagulants that spawn, okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you've got all your ground AoEs on, and you want to focus the big coagulants, okay? You don't want to focus the little ones. They've got 70k HP. They'll die to all the AoE cleave, all right? It's really important in this phase, though, that you don't move that much, because when you move, you're going to take damage, all right? So if you're just running around like a madman and you're not healing yourself, you're going to kill yourself by moving, okay? There's also going to be an excretion synergy during this phase. You don't want to take this because it's going to reflect all the damage back at you. So if you see it, don't press it. During the fight, there are going to be the ghosts of the knights that we killed, and they're going to do the mechanics. So randomly somewhere in the room, there might be a Blood Knight spawn. What you need to do is you need to look where he is, because he's going to do the blood fountain, okay? So just move away to the, so you like diagonally with him, wait for it to go off, and then go back to your position, okay? Same with the Bitter Knight, is going to do Sanguine's Prison. So you just need to kill the person who has the orb. Well, technically kill the orb. And we're going to do this to 35%, okay? So when we go down at 35%, it's going to be execute phase. There's no need to do positions or anything in this phase. We can just stack up in a line behind the boss. What's going to happen is the boss is going to fly in the air, and two orbs are going to come from him. They're going to go either left or right. What's going to happen is you're going to go in groups, either left or right, and you're going to go to the prisons. What's going to happen? The orbs is going to open the prisons, and there's going to be a prisoner and a torturer. What you want to do is you want to kill the torturer, okay? If you do not kill the torturer in time, the torturers will come down into the fight. Nate, you will need to taunt them, because they will one-shot DDs, and the longer they're alive, the more enraged they will get. They will eventually one-shot you as an off-tank. So, if we get them, just stack them on the boss, and they will die to cleave, all right? There is a good reason for killing the torturers. You will get some buffs when you kill them. Something like your damage, a shield, some ult gen, or something like that. So, make sure that you're killing the torturers. And I will always make sure that the boss is always downstairs, because if the boss goes upstairs, you're going to wipe. Valena, you stay down when either group goes upstairs, because I'm going to be taking a lot of damage from the boss. So just if I make a mistake, you can heal me up. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Mini boss, make your horn when he's up. Okay. For the res on Nate. Lightning. Right. Across. Left. Across. For the reses. Lightning. Right. Left. Cross. Right. That's interesting. That bugged out. Okay, remember Nate, you're taking Crimson. Blood Fountain. Oh, I took Crimson by mistake, Nate. Blood Fountain. Kill GM. Kill Elia. Blood Fountain. You need to pick your position and just stay there. There's too many people running around during Blood Fountain. Instability. Blood Fountain near the middle, be careful. Soon. Now. Kill the big coagulants. Make sure your AoEs are there for the little one. Valenia harm. Okay, Nate, taunt the coagulant. Get the reses. Blood Fountain soon. Guys, stop moving when Blood Fountain is happening. Find your position and stay still. Instability. Prison, stack up. We'll move out of instability. Kill Lulu and then do the coagulants. Remember AoE down the little ones, focus the big ones. Valenia Horn. Instability. Get the reses, and they take the big con. Yep. Blood fountain soon. Blood fountain's coming. Instability. Just push the boss. Big push on boss. Big push on boss. I'm very still. Well, okay, other than instability.
Oh, come.
I literally taunted them as soon as I could.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, melee go right and range go left. Not now though, not now. Okay, go now. Definitely one on the left. Elenia home. My home. Just full execute now. Okay, well, guys.